My name's Noah Lolliger. I'm from the Bay Area. I moved out here about 7 years ago, and I am a recovering addict and just looking to do the best in life and use my help that I'm getting from my family and my friends and move forward.
No, tell me about the first time you used drugs.
The first time I used drugs was my 5th grade summer. I was with my friend, and guess I just snuck out of my house and went down to the park and smoked weed for the first time.
How did it feel?
Amazing. It was great. It was the feeling I guess I was looking for.
So you were looking for something.
Yeah.
What do you think you were looking for?
Acceptance. I'm adopted, so I guess I was having a lot of character issues and not knowing where I belonged, and it was just a struggle, and I guess I fit in with the group that I ended up smoking with and just kind of stuck. So
You wanted to belong.
yeah.
Do you think people understand what it means to belong in a community where people are doing drugs?
No, I guess average person, no, they wouldn't know. It's just an experience that everybody's bonded together, I guess, through a certain type of lifestyle that I guess I would say a majority of people could never understand unless they've stayed a night overnight and understood exactly what we go through. So you become close-knit.
When was the first time you did a drug that wasn't marijuana?
Sophomore year, I did acid and cocaine after we won our homecoming game, football game.
And where were you? Who were you with?
With the upperclassmen on my varsity team at a house party, and they were making music and they seemed to be having fun, and I just kind of asked to do it, and at first they said no, and then they just said yes after that, and I guess that was another eye-opener, like another experience I loved. And it was music, and you have all this just energy, and it's a great feeling. Yeah, the feeling you don't find when you're sober, I guess you would say.
You felt really alive in a way you never felt alive before.
Music felt great. The connections were just, everybody's vibing.
How long did you do drugs for before it didn't feel great anymore?
When I was 18 or 19, I went to jail, and I tried clear, and clear opened me up to heroin, and then it wasn't fun. I started dying. It's not funny, but it's just a uncomfortable situation you get yourself into. First time I did opiates was after I got released from jail, and I was in San Jose homeless, and I was with a woman, and I ended up shooting up heroin, and I just got stuck. It was I can't explain it. It was just something that couldn't be touched. Feeling wise, I just felt at ease.
Did you feel like you were numbing pain?
Absolutely. I absolutely was numbing pain. I had lost a lot of, I was very prominent and very great athlete, and I made some very regrettable mistakes and lost a lot of in my head, I lost a lot of opportunities and thought I dug myself a hole too deep to get out, not realizing that any hole can be dug out. It's just about putting in the work and effort to do it. And I wasn't, I guess, ready to commit to that. I found something that I felt was okay. And I don't think that's something anybody should be striving for is okay. It's not living.
You said you made some regrettable mistakes. Can you tell me what happened that made you feel stuck?
It was after my 8th game of the season, I was one of the best running backs in all the state in California. I happened to just end up taking Xanax and alcohol, mixed them together, did Molly, and I ended up hot wiring a tractor. I mean, it wasn't hot wiring, I guess you'd say. The key was in it, and then it wasn't starting.
You have a need for speed as well.
It was an adrenaline rush, and it was fun, and wrong place to do anything like that. I was in a very wealthy community. I went to a very wealthy school, and the next day I went to school. There was a whole video of it, and I got into a big argument with my teacher, and I ended up leaving. And while I was leaving, I guess all my teammates were in the film room with the Moraga Police Department, and they were asking for, I guess you'd say, witnesses and everybody. I guess there's only 3 friends in there that actually knew exactly what was going on. People that were I had 2 friends that were from Oakland, and I had another friend from Marin, Tampapilas, which are, like, not just oblivious to what is going on in the world, which was where I was at. And they all wrote what they saw down, and I ended up just stuck with a decision I made, and I just ended up running away from my issues. But yeah, I started getting letters from schools that were interested in me and said I was a liability, and that was the whole. I just ran away from everything after that. I came out here, and I just never recovered, and I came back to California for a little bit, and shit got worse, excuse my language.
So things were going really well, and then you made one really public mistake. And you felt
trapped. I felt very trapped. I felt like there was no other choice. I was ashamed, discouraged with myself, and I had set all these expectations, and I had all these dreams and hopes and goals that I'd worked my whole life to accomplish, and for it to just be kind of wiped away in a moment was just was devastating to my life, and devastating to my parents, and devastating most of all to myself. It was horrible.
Did you feel like you disappointed yourself?
How couldn't I? I did.
How did you find yourself homeless for the first time?
Got involved with some, I guess you'd say, some gangs and stuff, and I had just stopped coming home, and I lived in an RV in San Jose for about a half a year, and I wasn't judged. Like I said, I felt I was in place. It was just nobody was judging me. Everybody's struggling, and everybody has their own issues, and nobody's focusing on just my main issues. It was just, like I said, it was like the community thing with you. It's like you get into this community place that nobody can judge you from, because everybody's struggling from their own aspects of life, and everybody's just trying to survive. So I fit in that moment, and I stuck with it. I became, I made really close. I would say they're close friends. I don't know where they're at now. I hope they're alive. They treated me like family, so I stayed, and it just kind of cycled up from there. It just grew, and it just became my way of life after that.
So you becoming homeless was a process. This was not an overnight thing.
Absolutely not. No.
You were in an RV for a while. You fall in with a certain group. You start to lose certain opportunities, and then you feel trapped.
Yeah.
Why did you come here to Seattle?
I left the Bay Area because I felt I didn't feel like it. I was destroying my parents. I had went to San Francisco, and I was on heroin, and I overdosed about 8 times. Three of the 8 times I was clinically dead. They found me at Embarcadero BART station. I had fell in front of a BART train onto the train tracks, and that was the last time before I decided it was time to go for my. But the other two times, I got robbed after I took some foil from some girl, and she put fentanyl on it, and I overdosed. All my shit was gone, and I wound up in the hospital. First time, parents get the phone call. Oh shit. Second time, every time it just happened way too many times. I can't even recall it. It was just like, you just lose a part of yourself. And then, so on the third time after the whole Embarcadero BART station, my parents decided that that was it. My mom, I would say more. She just said she was done with it. And she took me to the hospital. And I would say seeing my mom and dad fight, and then my mom just in tears all the time was, I guess I would be selfish to say, but I'm going to say it. I felt like shit, and I couldn't imagine what they were going through, so I felt like it was best that I just leave. I just kind of just left their house, and I went back to my birth mom, and my birth mom has struggles with alcohol, and she uses meth, and I got sucked back into the life, and that's kind of how I got stuck back out here, I guess. Yeah.
Did you find a similar community here that you had in California?
It was really hard at first. I was shooting up clear, and I was flailing out. I was just out of control. But I guess I would say that over time in the streets, each year by year, it gets way easier. Eventually, like, you just have all these friends, and you create all these relationships, and you can get off the streets. You start having places to go, like houses, you meet all these people, and it became like, I guess I would say more or less, I would say family out here rather than friends. And my belief is you don't leave your family.
Your family in California wasn't doing drugs. Your family here was.
Yes.
You left your family in California.
Yeah, I did.
You didn't leave your family in Seattle.
No. Trust issues stemming back from when I was a kid, being sent to boarding schools and sent to these wilderness camps, and being gooned in the middle of the night destroyed trust with me and my family. I still have a lot of problems telling them the truth, because I just don't trust. I don't trust them to the fullest. I know they have all the best, they want the best for me, but it's hard.
You mentioned stealing foil once and it had fentanyl on it. Was that the first time you tried fentanyl?
It was the first time, yeah. And it was given to me. Yeah, I had heroin, and I had passed this girl, and she put fentanyl on it.
Did you know?
No, I didn't I didn't really know what fentanyl. I had an idea people were just using it. It was just blowing up in San Francisco, but I was just doing heroin.
Did you overdose on fentanyl?
Yes. Instantly. Yeah. It's a very used tactic people use to rob people out here.
So you overdose, they take your stuff, and you're left for dead.
Yep. Blessed that somebody seen me. I bled all over the concrete, busted my whole face open. This didn't happen from that. It was a whole nother story.
Is fentanyl like all the other drugs, or is it different?
It's nothing like the other drugs. It's something you can't run away from once you start. Rather than like heroin was something if you wanted to quit, there was Suboxone worked for me in 3 hours. I just sat in the hospital feeling like shit for like an hour. Second hour, started feeling better. Third hour was like, it was over, but it's not, you can't do that with fentanyl. It's just locks you in and puts its barbs in you from a fishing aspect. And, you need to cut it out to get it out of you. So, yeah.
When was the last time you took it?
10.5 months ago, almost 11.
Congratulations. You miss it?
Absolutely not. No. No, I feel bad for I feel bad for the people I see, like people I'd grown close to that are still in the same thing. That's kind of, I guess, for future thing. That's why I completely agree about going to jail. It was a blessing in disguise. It sucks. You go through the worst feelings, and I hallucinated. I shit myself. It was completely awful. But when you get through it and you start gaining your thoughts back, I got memories back. I started just gaining myself back rather than this broken aspect of myself that was just confused and lost.
Jail helped you get clean.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. It was a need.
Did jail save your life?
Yes. But in the end, I saved my life by making the choice to stop. But I needed jail to be able to make that choice.
Do you want your friends and family who are doing fentanyl to get arrested?
That is a deep question. I love them, and I would love them to get that chance. So if what it takes for them to see the other side and feel what I feel now, yes, I want them to. Yeah.
What do you think people don't understand about fentanyl?
I think people have a really clear understanding of it. I just don't think they understand the physically demanding part of it. Of course, it destroys your life. It kills people. But what they don't understand is when you're using it. And for me personally, I used it because I was in so much pain and I was just going through so much trauma that it was just something I could use, and I'd fall asleep and I was escaping. It felt like a temporary escape from, I'd fall asleep and I'd be in a safe place and I'd feel good for a moment. Then you wake up and you're sick again. So what people don't understand is, I guess you'd say, the physical demanding of it and how much it really costs to your life and how much you have to put into it.
You had taken drugs before fentanyl. What changed when you started taking fentanyl?
I guess it would say oh man. You get addicted, but it's one of the ways people get you addicted and hooked on it is it's almost like the blue aspects. Like when people start doing blues, they were given these fire blues, these amazing blues, but people would create their market by giving someone a perk 30 with fentanyl in it, and over time they don't know what's happening. They need this now. And I guess I would say that's the same aspect with fentanyl, is how you get hooked on it is you get fire shit, and then eventually you just get subs in with just mediocre, and you're always looking for this fire stuff. So I guess I would just say it's just a constant need to find the best stuff. So that's the difference between, I'd say, fentanyl and heroin and all that stuff. Is heroin to me was just a substitute and not a complete need, but I needed fentanyl to even complete days, hours.
If you get tempted to take fentanyl tomorrow, what are you going to do?
Say no and walk away.
What do you tell yourself?
I just look at everybody else. And I remember where I was at.
Have you called your parents?
Every day. I talk to them every day. Yeah. They're the best people in the world. They're awesome.
They love you, don't they?
Yes. If they cry about you and they're willing to die over you and willing to change everything and move everything for you and move the world for you, they love you. I think love is not a physical thing. It's like this thing that can only be expressed through action.
For someone who's never experienced this life, how hard life can be with drugs and homelessness and feeling trapped. What do you say to somebody at home who's feeling trapped, who is addicted, who feels like they have nowhere to go?
I would say to someone that is at home and that's feeling trapped that there is help out there, and that all they need to do is reach out, and that it's possible. It's there. Anything's possible as long as you want it.